With nearly 90% of Egypt being sun-baked desert, the country faces a big problem. Too many people, not enough farmland, and one overworked river, the Nile. As the population booms and the dinner plates get fuller, the Nile is basically running on fumes. Enter Egypt's bold and slightly bonkers plan. The new Nile Delta Project. A $25 billion desert makeover. The idea? Turn a chunk of the Sahara into farmland paradise. It's ambitious, pricey, and sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie. But can Egypt really outsmart water shortages, climate change, and cranky soil? Stay tuned. The Nile might need a vacation. Egypt's water crisis. Over the past 2 decades, Egypt's population has increased by more than 30%, soaring past the 100 million mark. This rapid growth has placed severe pressure on the country's already stretched water and food resources. The Nile River, which sustains nearly all life and agriculture in Egypt, is now struggling to meet the needs of a nation that depends on it almost entirely for irrigation, drinking water, and industry. Only about 3.5% of Egypt's total land area is suitable for agriculture, and this narrow strip of fertile land is shrinking due to urban sprawl, salinization, and environmental degradation. At the same time, the Nile is being challenged from multiple fronts. Climate change has led to higher temperatures, reduced rainfall, and increased evaporation rates. Upstream, the construction of the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam threatens to reduce Egypt's water flow, while industrial and agricultural expansion in neighboring countries adds further strain. As the water table lowers and the country faces an ever-growing thirst, Egypt has little choice but to seek innovative and large-scale solutions. The new Nile Delta Project emerges against this backdrop, aiming to secure the future of agriculture and water access in the country. Enter the new Nile Delta Project. This isn't just any desert dream. It's one of the boldest land reclamation and water juggling acts on the planet. Picture this: 9,240 square kilometers of sun-scorched nothingness in northwestern Egypt, soon to be fertile farmland. It's like turning a sandpit into a salad bar. At the heart of this grand plan is a 114-kilometer-long artificial river. Yes, Egypt is building a whole new Nile on the side. Through a maze of intakes and megapumps, water from the real Nile will be rerouted to irrigate the reclaimed lands, without totally stressing out the original river. But it's not just about moving water, it's also about moving the needle on food security. The project aims to transform chunks of desert into thriving farmland, capable of supporting crops, livestock, and rural economies. Think of it as farming meets frontier. And then there's the crown jewel, the new Delta wastewater treatment plant in El Dabaa. Finished in 2023, it's the world's biggest water recycling factory, treating a mind-boggling 7.5 million cubic meters of wastewater daily. That water, cleaned up and sent right back out to irrigate the desert, because in Egypt, every drop counts. In short, Egypt is betting big on plumbing, planting, and persistence to turn the desert into dinner. Will it work? Stay tuned, but don't forget to hydrate. Infrastructure, industry, and innovation. The new Nile Delta Project is not limited to agriculture alone. It encompasses the construction of a complete support system for the emerging agricultural zones. Essential infrastructure, such as roads, transportation networks, and energy supply systems, will be developed to ensure that the reclaimed regions are fully integrated into Egypt's economy. Housing developments are also planned to accommodate workers and their families, creating self-sufficient rural communities where people can live and work close to the newly cultivated lands. Moreover, the project aims to attract agro-industrial investment by establishing industrial zones dedicated to food processing, packaging, and agricultural technologies. These zones are expected to foster economic growth by promoting value-added industries, enhancing Egypt's export potential, and creating long-term employment opportunities. The initiative represents a holistic approach to development, where agriculture, infrastructure, and industry come together to form a new economic ecosystem rooted in sustainability and innovation. A multi-decade transformation. Given its massive scope, the new Nile Delta project is being implemented in 3 progressive phases over nearly 2 decades. Phase 1, running from 2023 to 2027, focuses on laying the groundwork. This includes the reclamation of approximately 800 square kilometers of desert, the construction of the artificial river, and the installation of essential infrastructure, such as water management systems and access roads. Phase 2, scheduled for 2027 to 2035, marks a significant expansion. The area of reclaimed farmland will grow to 4,800 square kilometers, and the El Dabao wastewater treatment plant will be fully integrated into the irrigation system. This phase also involves the development of industrial and urban centers to support and sustain agricultural growth in the region. Phase 3, beginning in 2035 and extending beyond 2040, will focus on the full integration of the reclaimed territories into the national economy. This stage will prioritize optimization, ensuring efficient water use, maximizing agricultural output, and establishing sustainable farming practices. By the end of this final phase, the project aims to be a self-sustaining ecosystem deeply embedded in Egypt's economic framework. The roadblocks ahead. As bold as the new Nile Delta project is, turning desert into dinner comes with some pretty thorny challenges. First up, water. Egypt's already teetering on the edge of a water crisis, so borrowing even more from the Nile is like trying to squeeze juice from a nearly dry lemon. Without smart irrigation, serious conservation, and maximum wastewater recycling, this could go from ambitious to disastrous fast. Then there's the desert itself. It's not exactly plant-friendly. Desert soil is salty, stubborn, and kind of hates vegetables. If irrigation isn't handled just right, the land could go from dry to unusable thanks to salinization. That means Egypt will need high-tech soil rehab, smart drainage, and a masterclass in crop rotation to make it work. Climate change isn't helping either. More heat, less rain, and unpredictable weather mean farmers could end up growing more stress than crops. The solution? Resilient crops, infrastructure that can roll with the punches, and enough monitoring tech to make NASA jealous. And let's not forget the environmental cost. Massive land reclamation could mess with local ecosystems, disrupt wildlife, and even change the Nile's flow. Egypt will need to tread carefully, run environmental checks, and commit to green farming, so the project doesn't save agriculture at the expense of nature. Oh, and money. A cool $25 billion isn't pocket change, especially in an economy battling inflation, debt, and financial jitters. Egypt will need strong fiscal muscles, foreign investors, and maybe some friendly global handshakes to keep the project afloat. Finally, there's the people problem. Shifting land, water, and power can cause social and political friction. Avoiding unrest, ensuring fair resource distribution, and keeping institutions strong and steady will be crucial for long-term success. The new Nile Delta project is a high-stakes game of farming Jenga. It could transform Egypt's future, or topple under pressure if one piece falls out of place. Transforming Egypt's future. Despite these formidable challenges, the new Nile Delta project has the potential to radically transform Egypt's economy. One of its most immediate impacts will be a significant increase in agricultural production, which can help reduce Egypt's reliance on food imports. For example, Egypt currently imports approximately 70% of its wheat needs, spending around $2.1 billion annually. Increasing domestic production will enhance food security and protect the economy from volatile global markets and climate disruptions. The project will also generate widespread employment, from construction and infrastructure to agriculture and agro-processing. Tens of thousands of new jobs will be created across various sectors. These jobs will not only support economic growth, but also help reduce poverty and improve living standards in rural areas. New urban developments centered around the agricultural zones will provide additional economic stimulus. As infrastructure improves, transportation and communication networks will facilitate the movement of goods and services, connecting rural areas with urban centers and creating new hubs of commerce and trade. In the long term, the expansion of agro-businesses, food processing industries, and exports will contribute to Egypt's economic diversification. The reclaimed lands will become centers of innovation, investment, and productivity, unlocking new sources of revenue and positioning Egypt as a regional leader in sustainable agriculture. A visionary leap or a mirage in the sand? The new Nile Delta project is more than an agricultural initiative. It is a national vision. It represents Egypt's determination to overcome the constraints of geography and climate through human ingenuity and technological innovation. If successful, it could become a model for other arid countries seeking solutions to food insecurity and water scarcity. Yet, the path ahead is uncertain and fraught with difficulty. The project's success will hinge on smart planning, continuous adaptation, and strong leadership. If you found this deep dive into Egypt's new Nile Delta project insightful, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more content on global megaprojects, sustainability, and innovative solutions shaping our future. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.